Good morning, it's Michelle with Sacred Spiritual Healer. Anyone that would like a personal reading, you can email me, link below. Also, those that would like information about the channel or readings, personal readings, information is below. I'm going to be posting down there also the difference between Taroscopes, intuitive reads, and channeled reads, because there seemed to be some confusion with someone in messages, and I do take to heart, or to at least in consideration and out of respect for anyone posting comments. So I thank you for commenting and for your thoughts. Taroscope readings are basically the tarot readers that know the meanings behind the in the book of what the card means by the picture, what the artist actually wanted to get across. If that's what you're looking for, this probably isn't your, or most likely won't be your channel. Intuitive readings is where we're using our intuition to give messages regarding the cards that come across, not necessarily the meaning of the actual card from book version. And then channeled messages are that of which we allow Spirit to speak through us. So when we channel the messages, Spirit is just speaking through us, and a lot of times we don't even remember what we said, because we're not, we're using our like Christ-like consciousness, or highest consciousness, I should say, of just allowing the information to flow from Great Spirit through us to the collective, which these messages are. In the event that I lose the channel, and I have said on videos before that I disconnected from the channel per se, then I will pull from intuitive energy, of course, but the messages from the karmics, messages from divine masculines, messages from divine feminines are all channeled from what I hear when I pull in their higher self or their spirit energy. All right, that being said, I'd like to get going on this. I try not to give a long introduction, because I'd rather you just read the information below. So this is probably the only time I'm going to go into all that. Again, gender is non-specific. You can use it however that energy pertains to your situation. If I refer to a divine feminine or divine masculine, it is the divine feminine and divine masculine in all of us, regardless of gender, but however it plays for you. If you were the divine feminine, the chaser, or were you the divine masculine, the runner, in this journey. Again, this is more of a deep spiritual connection with these channels, more for the twin flame or the deep soul connection, right? It's not necessarily coming from someone you just met at the bar and want to know how they feel about you. That'd be more your Taroscope energy read, perhaps. So if you're looking for a very deep soul reading or very spiritual journey of being in union with yourself, that inner peace, then this is the channel. All right, enough of all that. Let's get started. All right, Spirit, give us true and precise messages, please, for the collective, for the recent past, and of the one that they're thinking about, their divine counterpart. And current energy for the divine collective. Those in the collective, please. I don't know why that's up, so I'm going to take it. Of course the dogs would start, right? What do you have that in the near future for the collective, please? What do you want to tell the collective for their near future? What's going on in their near future, really? All of them? Spirit guide. Oh, good Lord. That's a reading in itself. A lot of messages. All right, so I'm going to pull from your ancestors that have gone before you. What messages do they want to know? The spirits around you from your ancestors. And should we get their overall energy, spirit of the collective? Energy of the collective. Divine feminine energy. Thank you. Masculine energy, please. Thank you. And I'm sure you've all been feeling a lot of this energy as we get near the new moon. I know I have. Yesterday, I had so many tower moments. The other day, I had a death and a rebirth of soul. And then I had to deal with that. And then went right into tower moment after tower moment. Had to deal with things from other dimensions that were coming up. It was a crazy day, which thankfully Spirit directed me to pre-record yesterday's message so it could still get out. And I contemplated today getting myself together. I've been up meditating since 3:30 this morning, so we're good to go. Dealt with all the emotional stuff, and I am sure you're all dealing with that too. Just know it's along. The whole collective is dealing with that. All right, enough of that. 9. Number 3, body, mind, and soul. This is your transformation. Going through the transformation, looking to the, you feel the changes within you occurring, the transformation, the death, and the rebirth of the soul. And know that as you ascend higher in your journey of this, you go through many death and rebirths of the soul. It's not just a one-time thing and you're all better. It's not one jump, you don't go through one gate. You have many gates of ascension that you have the initiation testing for. And this is, you are in that energy right now of shedding the old stuff that has happened in your past, forgiving yourself for things that have happened in your past, forgiving others for things that have happened in your past, but recognizing right now in this energy also, during this transformation, being willing to see from your higher self and your intuition, your crown chakra open, receiving those messages of things perhaps in responsibilities you played in things that occurred, say, like people you either dated for the wrong reasons or things you've wronged other people. Maybe that's a better way. I'm not going to call it a if it was a religious channel, you might refer to it as a sin or a karmic debt or just things that we've done in our lifetime, right? That has maybe not been for our highest good, but hey, we wanted to at that time before we were on this journey, right? So you now need to go in and forgive others energetically for their part in it, forgive yourself, and also be willing to ask this maybe in a meditative state, their higher self for forgiveness for your part in that decision or action, right? It's not necessarily in the 3D realm you're asking for forgiveness unless you want to. But it's really energetically announcing it and asking Spirit to surrender those issues to Spirit, giving it away. Like this little guy here, he looks like he's giving this lower vibration away, no longer holding on to it, right? For their highest good. And embracing that. In the Divine Masculine, this is the Gotcha card. The Gahabia. It reminds me of the word gotcha. He comes into play to, it's like a little mischievous elf or a fairy rather, and mischievous fairy energy, okay? Everything is energy, but this comes into play to cause havoc on a situation. The masculines are perhaps going through, or our masculine side are going through things. This is a number 7, divine protection. Wasn't sure if that was a 4. Perhaps still wanting to be a little mischievous, or things happening in our environment causing us to feel like we want to be a little defiant of something, and say, no, that's not, what I want. But we need to make decisions for our highest good, and he's here to trick us, kind of challenge us in those situations, kind of like a tower moment, to make sure that we are looking out for our highest good, maintaining that owl knowledge of wisdom, of razor sharp focus on your soul purpose, your mission, your journey for your highest good. Okay, in the recent past, we have coming out of the cold. So someone recently came out of the cold in the recent past. Okay, I'm going to flip it over. All right, so this is the 5 of Pentacles, someone making that, and we had this the other day in upright, feeling left out in the cold, but someone's come through with an aha moment in their life, and they made connection again. They reached out, and this is them coming out of the cold with communication, and offering some loving communication, or offering something regarding to their self-love for their highest good, so that they can move forward, basically. But in the recent past, this page of Pentacles is being grounded, offering a token of like a peace offering from the inner, shining their light and beauty from the inner self, right? But it's in reverse. So they're focused right now in the recent past, could be even as much as yesterday. Like we said, this is recent past. So receiving that lightning bolt moment in their life to nurture themselves, to love themselves, to be and look out for their highest good, and they need to heal before they can make this offer. So while they wanted to come out of the cold with communication, but they need to love themselves and heal before they can make this offer. So they're holding back this offer in the recent past because they need to go within and heal themselves first, so that they can bring forth a healthy offer. They too need to perhaps go within and forgive themselves for things of, like, as a collective, we all, right now it's kind of in the air, I think, the energy of many people in different collectives or waves of this journey have been going through a lot of this and different levels of it. But having to forgive, going to the lower world, their shadow side, and acknowledging our responsibility of shadow side of ourselves, accepting it, releasing it to, the ethers, and they realize that, so they need to do that and ask for forgiveness from the, energetic forgiveness before they can move forward, surrendering that stuff to spirit, so that they can heal. Your counterpart here is pulled those 3 swords out of their heart, no longer feeling necessarily heartbroken. They are pulling them out and recognizing what caused the pain, seeing it and through meditation, through their sleep, but through their dreams, and resting now and healing. Laying to rest, I'm hearing the passion side, the sexual energy, maybe their sacral energy, laying that to rest for now, trying to not be defensive, to take their hand out of control of it, and just nurturing themselves right now in the recent past. But they did step up from a Knight of Swords or a Knight of Wands energy into the King of Swords energy. They're sitting in their throne, seeing things from that higher perspective, holding on to their truth and accepting it for what it is, looking back at past pains, past hurts, things, perhaps they are coming forward to you, people receiving messages of, hey, sorry for this or sorry for that, okay? And yes, in the recent past, they have received a large tower moment that shocked them, threw them from their foundation. This is a lot of, just a lot of movement in the energy of the collective itself, a lot of change taking place as we knew it would, going from December right 2019 to January 2020. This could be also some of the counterparts in the recent past, their judgment day that gave them that awakening. But it is allowing them to go within and heal and ask for that forgiveness, or from their spirit guides and so forth. Okay, and in the career, moving forward, moving on with something passionate, with something that fulfills their love, their cup of love. This is someone that is listening, finally gained their solar plexus strength, courage, listening to that intuition, and feeling a blossoming coming from that. It's given them something to be passionate about again, so that they can feel that self-love and embrace it and move forward. This is the Nine of Cups. Yes, they have options in the career section. This is plentiful. You're going, once they come to this, after this Tower moment, things shook to the core, right? Things, the faulty foundation came to a crashing halt, and now things are able to build anew and blossom, and things, abundance will now be coming in because they've cleared away. In order for things to come to you, things have to be released. So be sure and do your releasing before the full new moon this month. And the Four of Wands, communications that brings blossom, that brings passion here regarding their career choice, regarding perhaps their soul purpose, their mission, something that they're passionate about. And speaking of having the strength and courage with this orange and yellow all around it, getting that this is like a solar plexus energy of speaking. This is also divine communication because it's 11:11 here. But talking to their counterpart, the one that mirrors them, speaking something that is bringing that blossoming, something will blossom in the near future regarding this, regarding how they make their money, what's in their career sector, maybe a change of job, something more towards their soul purpose. Their ancestors or your ancestors around you. Number 11 card also, lessons, growth, and trust. This is all about the 11:11, the divine connection here. You're mirroring one another in this connection, the shadow oneness. Divine communication coming through, trying to bring peace, but also bring honor to their, to themselves by crying out to spirit and asking for forgiveness, recognizing that these lessons they've learned throughout this journey this far, during this awakening, they're realizing that these lessons have caused growth and how far they've come, and they're willing to not only embrace that, but trust their future movement, trust the connection, trust how they're going to move forward, because their ancestors are guiding them in this, these messages. Number 10 card, completion, blue moon. Again, leaving a situation that they finally saw was not fulfilling their higher purpose. And they realized that everything is a cycle. Everything comes to an end. Everything has a new beginning. And that the things in the yesterday or in the recent past came to an end. And it was time to move forward and to embrace their new beginning, their gifts. Recognition is here. Recognizing that they are mastering themselves with self-control, mastering the inner strength and courage within them. Evolution is that constant change, moving forward, the change, constant evolution of change within them, evolving to a higher being, higher consciousness. Rest and cleansing moon is, this looks like a spirit of a deer. It's beautiful. Balanced relationships, self-expression, and boundaries. So someone's having communication, spirit, their ancestors are guiding them to walk away from that 8 of Cups and go forward for that 2 of Cups, right? To leave behind, maybe even if it was prosperous, the old karmic connection, and move forward into something that's going to give them a balanced relationship, to help them balance themselves as well, to come into union with themselves, in have that self-expression, have that conversation with their counterpart, their divine counterpart, that says, hey, I recognize who you are. I recognize that you're not just any other deer or doe. And having boundaries, having set boundaries of, this is what we need to do, and I'm not crossing this boundary. I'm not going to play these mind games anymore. We need to, not lower one another's vibration, etc. So, number 8, that's beautiful. All right, let's take a look at what's going on. This is exciting. Wow. I'm happy for you. Look at this beautiful spread. So you have the 3 of Cups, right? Celebration of this awakening, this moment of aha, and a Chariot moving forward. So a lot of you perhaps received messages over the last day or so regarding this Tower moment, regarding things that the hurt that they either caused or felt, and that they've not only have they stepped into their power, their King of Swords energy, but because of this aha moment, this Tower moment in recent past for your counterpart, they're able to come forward and bring you out of the cold regarding this passion, this love. Even if no offer was made, you know that they're leaving behind toxicity and moving forward with celebration for something divine, something for their highest good. And that something for their highest good is the 2 of Cups, something that is divine, mirroring one another, the equal give and take, the nurturing themselves first, but also nurturing and giving to others, helping others on their journey. And this most likely, since they mirror one another, is their counterpart also. Surrendering things to the divine, surrendering their toxicity, this karmic energy, the Tower moments, their past hurts, like we said with here, facing and surrendering to spirit, things that we've all been responsible for in our life, in our past, from the time of conception to the time of today, right? Even if you were 5 years old and threw a temper tantrum, you recognize that, you know what, sorry mom, I was a brat, right? Or whatever it is, just using an example. And again, this is just something you're energetically saying, I'm sorry, or asking for forgiveness energetically and surrendering it to spirit, saying, it no longer serves me. I release this energy of all those things that I've done that weren't for my highest good. And maybe this is a little bit of mind games in your head, that monkey mind thinking over and over and over about all these things coming to you, because it's spiritual. Spirit is giving you all these thoughts of all these things that have occurred in your past life in the weirdest way. They just pop into your head, all these thoughts of something that happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, right? And you just seem to keep not overanalyzing it, this one, but you just seem to have a lot of these bees coming out of this nest and you don't know where they're coming from. It's because Spirit wants you to go within and release them so that you have space to bring your prosperity in and new things in, because we need to release the old to bring new in the near future. Okay. Wow. So you have the drum number 6. Pause and think about each action, if it's for your highest good or of a lower vibration. So make sure you give thought to each. I'm going to set these down. The drum card, let me show you. Okay, so number 6 usually means take a pause and think, yes, things are changing for you, but when you make an action or move forward, ask yourself, is it for your highest good? Is it going to get me through that next portal? Is it going to, if this is an initiation or a test, is it going to get me through that next gate in my ascension? What's for your highest good? And always ask yourself, if you're contemplating making a decision of something to do, of reaching out to someone that you shouldn't be reaching out to, then dance to the beat of your own drum. Be your true, authentic self. But take pause and make sure that what that is for you is representing your highest good and highest self. The mystic shaman number 11 card. The shaman within you, the mystical, your gifts within you, the Spirit has blessed you with gifts, and not we all have the gifts. We've just numbed them down over programming in the 3D with TV and iPods and just different things that we watch or put into our brain that programs us to think lower vibrational. And so it has numbed down your higher consciousness. So the mystical shaman here is asking you to, for your highest good, always think of what's going to bring those gifts back to fruition so that you can be in your journey, in your mission for your highest good. The giveaway is a number 5, all about change. And this giveaway is reminds me of clearing out again with surrendering things that no longer serve us, things that we have to forgive ourselves for. And we've all gone in, or should have, on this journey, and we go in and heal our inner child and forgive ourselves and release it. And Spirit is now, at this point, saying there's still things in our past that we wanted to go within and heal of traumas that perhaps were caused by others to us. Things that happened for us, not to us, but we still needed to forgive others and ourselves for those events. And Spirit's asking us now to take a look at how we've hurt other people throughout our life. And they might be something little, if you put a third party, someone in a third party, perhaps you need to ask that person for not literally, but energetically, say, surrender that situation, forgive yourself for causing that person the pain that has occurred in their life. Because if you put them in a third party that you were married or with someone else, then they couldn't truly have you. Then it was like forbidden fruit, kind of, in a sense, right? They couldn't truly have you, so it caused them heartache, even if you didn't see it that way. Because they probably truly wanted to not share, right? So maybe that caused some pain to that person, and then you now know what that either not feels like, but understand it from another perspective now. So Spirit's saying release all that stuff. Just face it or acknowledge our part in it, of the things we've done to hurt someone else, and release it. But also this giveaway is to give to someone else energetically, to either open your own YouTube channel to help others in their journey, or to give them healing, send them healing, or just do something nice to someone. It's like, I think they, usually around Christmas, they call it pay it forward, where you just do some random act of kindness and give something of yourself forward. And this isn't like donating things to Goodwill because you no longer use that sweater. You need to give something of meaning of yourself, your heart, from the heart center. Give something that maybe meant something to you. And usually that's the most valuable thing, would be your time. Just go and sit with a loved one or someone and give them your time or energy of healing. So this giveaway is not donating something that you no longer use. It's giving of something of value to you. And there's probably nothing more valuable than your time and love, right? Because you can't buy time back. Even the richest person can't buy time, or they can't buy their life. If they're dying of cancer, you might be able to afford good treatments, but you can't buy their life. These are a lot of cards. So some of these messages might be shorter, because I'm surprised we got this many. Let's see, the medicine wheel here, I feel like this is also about the Kundalini rising within each of you. Number 8, it's a near ending. Also, being healed and looking to each direction and element for that healing and for guidance. Where do you get your nectar from? What, like the little hummingbird flutters around to get their nectar from each flower or certain flowers, but they know where the their sweetest flower is. They know always to go back to that one hummingbird feeder, say, right? They know where to find it, but they always go back then to their nest to protect their home front, their little eggs or whatever the case be. But so Spirit's saying for you to be aware of where you're finding that nectar, and pay close attention to it while you're still protecting your home front. And a lot of this energy I'm getting too is about the Kundalini, so you may be going through some of that. If you don't understand what the Kundalini rising is, you can Google it for a faster description. All right, the number 2 card is the Adrian Cross. This energy reminds me of that next portal. Where did I see that or say that? Oh, right here. This one, where I said about the next portal, that new, you're going through that portal, you're at a gate, right? The spiritual gate of ascension, where you're going through an initiation, and that portal. So many of you are ascending right now, and to get through that portal, to go through that next step, again, this is about looking at the directions, the different directions in the shaman. They always, it's all about the directions and the elements here, with the arrows pointing to each direction. And that's what this means as well. The Adrian Cross is all about what's going on with spirits of the east and of the air, south and the fire, the west and the water, the north and the earth. And so you recognize what's going on, and look to each of those and ask for guidance from those spirits as well. But it's about initiation, going through this next portal in your ascension. And that's part of this forgiveness of yourself, and surrendering things that are coming up to you that you perhaps don't want to see, things of the lower world, of the shadow side of ourselves that we cause, the pain that we cause someone else. All right? And number 13, number 4, breaks to a 4. All right? So the tree of life, uprooting your old belief systems, but this is really all about today, the transformation, that growth, embracing the new root systems that you're embracing, the new changes in yourself you're embracing through this transformation, so that you can soar, not just flutter around, but soar. And about growth, your growth, and how much you're blossoming. And also, I'm just hearing also to go out and plant a tree. Okay, the gatherer, the 21 is number 3. This is, the gatherer is like the harvest, where they bring in all the harvest right before they plow their fields and plant new seeds. But with the gatherer is the one, the Spirit's bringing me back on track to their message, sorry. Give me a second. Okay, so the gatherer is the smarter the smarter gatherer. During harvest, they're the ones that look to the berries, or things of low-hanging fruit and vegetables, nurturement, the plants that can nurture you, that are not necessarily in the grocery store, right? Maybe like mint or peppermint or thyme, things that might just be in the wild or that you planted, but low-hanging, that others might overlook and see as weeds, right? And they might just look out there and see a barren field. To someone not in an ascension journey, they see a barren field. Thank you, Spirit. But you see the fruits, the mint, the thyme, the whatever else you can use in the. I'm not very good with my plants, sorry. But you, as a gatherer in your journey, in your ascension, know the value of that you will never want for anything, because there's always things there that Spirit has provided for you naturally. It just comes to you because you're always giving of yourself, of your heart, of your time, right? And when you give away things such as those traumas from past, you release those things, and that allows things to come to you naturally through the web of time, energetically. So the gatherer is the smart one that sees the value in those smaller plants, those low-hanging fruits. They're not just looking for the apple tree that's going to drop the apple in their bucket, right? They're not looking for the forbidden fruit. The number 3, body, mind, and soul. Looking back to the past of things, right, that bring passion. But personally, yeah, this is still looking back to that lower world things, the shadow self. But look back with passion, with love. You know, when Spirit's asking you to look back and surrender these things, it's not to bring your vibration down. It's to recognize our part in something and how that perhaps taught us a lesson. I mean, there are a lot of things, when I had to do this recently, there are a lot of things that even if we think we hurt other people or we think that it was probably not for our highest good, there was many lessons learned throughout those lower vibrational experiences that we experienced, right? And to love and bring high vibration out of that by surrendering it to Spirit, but accepting what lesson it taught you, what you learned and walked away with during that connection or during that event. All right. I don't know why I'm getting so stuffed up. Again, number 6, the blade. Cutting things out that no longer serve you is vital today in this time frame before the new moon. Spirit's saying, especially before this new moon in the next few days, to cut things out that no longer serve you once and for all. Sever the cords, block the energetic field so that you can focus on your healing, on your energetic. And for some of you, it's a sacrifice. It'll be a big sacrifice to even have to pull back your energy from your divine counterpart. For some of you, you're going to have to not turn your back, but yeah, pull your energy back and allow your counterpart to heal themselves at this point, right? Because perhaps they have, where's that? Okay, so in their past, right, they had the tower moment that maybe they were thrown out of the karmic's house, maybe they left it, maybe their world came shattering down, they may be broken sleeping in their car, but they are still healing during this time. They've had time to meditate on this and pull those swords out of the things that hurt them, right, with still holding on to passion and stepping into their power. But now they need to go and take time for themselves to love themselves, to fill their own cup of love, to acknowledge their journey and what this means to them, find their soul purpose. So during that time that they need time to do that without you, they need to do it without just going from the karmic's house to your house. And it's going to be difficult. Believe me, you. It's probably going to be one of the hardest things you do. But you need to allow them to go grow on their own, to heal themselves. And you're going to have to pull back your energy with spiritual guidance, of course, and trust in the process, trust in divine timing, that when they've filled their cup with love, when they've healed those wounds, that they will be able to then come and offer you correctly this love, right? So the blade here is saying to not only cut things out that are toxic to you, but even the things that are meant for you that bring light to your world, you're still going to have to step away from it to allow it to heal. And there are many paths. 7 is divinely guided. Know that there are many paths and they all lead to your ascension. They're all going to lead. Once you've been awakened, once you've started this journey, you cannot go back through that other gate. It's a one-way gate, right? It's like, I don't even know how to explain that one-way gate. It's like it opens and you can go through it once you pass that initiation. But once it closed, boom, that portal closes. You don't go back. There's no going back. You can't unsee what you see. You can't unsee the vision Spirit gives you. If He's giving you the clairaudience or the clairvisuals, clairvoyance, the mediumship, right? Seeing the spirits, speaking with spirits, being able to see things of the past, present, and future. You can't unsee that. Trust me, right? And then all these paths, whether you choose a high-level soulmate, and perhaps you're if, like we said in a few readings, and I think that's why Spirit wanted to bring that up, was in the event your soulmate, or not soulmate, take that back, your twin flame, perhaps they have passed away, right? Or they are not willing to at all move forward. But for most of this, I'm getting that, like, for this example anyway, it's if they're like, they deceased. Then Spirit sends you a high-level soulmate so that you can continue in your mission, in your soul purpose, but to be in that divine union as a blessing for all the work, all the trauma, all the hurt you've gone through in this journey. As a reward, you were brought together with someone of your alignment. So there's many paths that you may choose to get to that. It's just whether or not you're going to find the path for you that brings you straight to it with glory and with soul purpose, or are you going to travel the path that brings you heartache and pain? Are you going to bring yourself through the path of lesson after lesson after lesson, such as, a karmic or toxicity? Then you're going to, once they've been awakened, they're still going to get there eventually, but it's going to be a very slow and painful process. So know that there are many paths to the enlightened, to that ascension. It's just which path they choose to gain that ascension as they go through each portal, between each gate. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, let's get some. It was long. I can't see the time or the camera now that it's on my phone. Before I used my a camera with my computer, but the sound, no matter what, I think it was with my computer, because no matter what microphone I used, and I have 3 different ones I bought, and it still kept sounding awful. So I'm not, I'll fix it eventually so that I'm not back to the cell phone thing. Okay, Spirit, give us true, precise messages of clarity, please, for the collective, so that they can gain insight in their day, in their journey of what it is you wish to advise them on. Okay, clarification, please. Okay, wasn't going to. Is that it? Can I get one for the page? Pentacles in reverse. Can I get one for the tower? What was the tower? Can you give us a message for what the tower was, Spirit? Smart. Always a smart ass. Alright. So in the recent past, I just asked for clarification of the Page of Pentacle in reverse, just to give us some idea, right? And I'm getting Coyote here. The hosting, number 1, yeah, they need to go within first and embrace that flame, them be motivated by the flame and the passion, but to heal themselves and come in union with self, to accept and embrace their shadow side and release it. So the Coyote here, you see him dancing with the flame in the hand, right? And to dance with fire is a song. If you listen to that, it's about being brave enough to dance with the fire within us, with the fire within us. And to clarify the tower moment, Spirit was, I wanted to know what the tower moment was for clarity for your partner or person, but yes, Spirit's quite funny here. So he says it's to bring balance, to bring union, but to bring balance of their divine feminine and divine masculine within them, that need to come into alignment with themselves first, and to engage or to accept, make the change, number 5, with their spirit guides. The sun has set on that situation, and they now need to go on their vision quest to see what their purpose is of this situation, so they can heal and be in balance with themselves first. So that's all we got on what the tower was. I was thinking it was going to tell us, like, something of what it was regarding. So the Matrix of Blades with the celebration, They have cut things out that no longer serve them. And there are people that are jealous. I'm also getting a jealous and envy of this. Someone is not happy that they've cut them out of their life, but your divine counterpart is celebrating in their heart, even if they might not feel it completely. Parts of them is still celebrating, because, and you can certainly celebrate. I know I celebrated, kind of. My heart went out to them, of course, but I was in celebration because I know it's for his highest good, right? So, Matriarch of Blades, cutting things out that no longer serve them. Okay, so Sundance, celebration number 3, body, mind, and soul. This will bring you the sun, but celebration with dance, because the chariot is here to move forward with divine guidance, with spirit guides all around pushing this chariot forward regarding your connection. Okay, and what's this? 2 of Cups, right? Mirroring one another, that equal nurturing, and perhaps in the past it wasn't equal. It was they know that they weren't giving to you now because they've stepped into their, after that Tower moment, they were shown the things what I said was, you can't unsee the things you see. Yeah, they were shown those things that they did, or how they were, what they could have changed or done different in the connection. But we, as divine feminines, or the original chasers, right? We know that all those things were lessons for the growth of the connection. So they are now seeing that. So regarding that, the scout, they are looking now for trying to scout out. Maybe they are still trying to see, okay, that karmic, that toxic connection. Hang on, my throat chakra just closed. Number 4. You are divinely protected regarding any wolves in sheep clothing that may try to harm you or to bring you harm regarding this situation. Spirit is watching over you, but the scout card here is also that you were everything that they were searching for. You were everything that they were looking for, and they recognize now that they didn't see the signs and synchronicities, but they see them now. Okay, I did change candles to the blue because it's for your throat chakra. So just the other day I did that because for some reason I was getting a couple of the cards that were pulled were regarding throat chakra. So I changed that and lit it for the sake of the collective to heal your throat chakra, that you can speak your truth. Judgment here, I'm also being drawn to they recognize how twisted their thinking was and actions were, the games they played. So they realize that now, and they understand they fell off their path. They understand they fell off the way that they should have acted. But they're ready to step it up. They're ready to get on the horse and move forward. Okay, in regards to that devil energy, number 6, taking a pause to see if it's for your highest good. Hang on. This is Spirit. Okay, Spirit just said to go back to this. All right, so this is also about your surrendering, the collective itself, you watching the videos. This is about you. Perhaps you had an illusion or a twisted understanding of the connection, of how it mirrors one another, or perhaps you were had a twisted expectation. But this is releasing, seeing now the things that, seeing the things that we've done to others that have hurt them as well, and seeing now that that we surrender that to divine and are ready to get back on the path. Don't dwell on it, I'm hearing. Okay, recognize what what you had to face in your lower world, shadow side. Surrender it to Spirit so you can move forward. Thank you. Regarding the monkey mind, thinking about all those things, like we said, of the past, right? The shadow side of ourselves is kind of our devil energy, right? It was our toxicity throughout our life that we did. If we were with other men, women, whatever, maybe we entertained third parties in the past or didn't, whatever the case be. Some might be, also drugs, alcohol, etc. Whatever toxicity is to you in your life, whatever harm you've caused or damage you did to someone else, it's making us take a look at it even for our own family members, our children, etc. You had to take a look at those things recently or in the near future and forgive yourself for those things, and know that everything is for a lesson, either for yourself or for those that you may have caused pain to, that they learned from that situation also. And embrace that, forgive yourself, but surrender it to Spirit. Okay, this is going to be a long video, I feel, because I'm getting tired. 6, contentment. Matriarch of Shields and the Offer. Okay, this is nice. All right, so you have the sun, big sun here. Number 6, equal give and take, moving forward. The contentment. And here we have 3 people on the horse, or images on the horse, but know that this is you, your divine counterpart in spirit, because Spirit is guiding you forward in this, and the sun will shine on you. That's what I'm getting from that. Know that you are divinely protected regarding this situation, and so is your counterpart. 3, body, mind, and soul, but joint effort. Again, you and your divine counterpart mirroring one another, traveling forward, even if you're in your own boat, right? Even if you're on your own soul purpose, you're still mirroring one another, and Spirit is there guiding you both to your destination. So, okay. The paths. Cutting things out that no longer serve you are the things that are not meant for you. The 1, looking out for your highest good. This is the vessel with a hole in it. Like if you get in a boat and there's a hole in it, it's only going to sink. You might get out there a little bit, but it's going to sink. So it's not meant for you, right? Because it's going to sink. It's not meant to be used. It's not meant to last. Maybe just to look pretty. I don't know. But Spirit's saying, cut the things out that don't serve you. They are only going to sink you to the bottom, right? They're only going to bring you down, bring you pain. Judgment. Number 2, body, mind, or between you and Spirit. 2, between you and the divine. Something has ended here with judgment. Cutting things out that no longer serve you. Thank you. So yes, you had to, remember, cut out something that was divine. This isn't, sorry, I'm going back now. This isn't because it was not for you. It's because for growth to happen in a tree, it has to go through winter to have that time frame to heal, grow in the root level, right, at the base level, and then in the spring it will blossom. So Spirit's saying judgment came here regarding something that wasn't sinking, but know that you have to cut things out, step away, pull your energy back, and allow the growth to still happen, but unseen. It'll be maybe at the root level. Each of you are going to be growing in your own journey separately for a while until things can come together and have honor for. It'll bring stability and balance by allowing this growth at the root level, right? Because a tree has roots go way out, right? Like forever. I mean, some trees that grow really tall, like a weeping willow is such a huge tree, but those roots, they go forever in the ground. If you ever plant a weeping willow, those trees' roots, they go in the septic tanks, they go in the water pipes. Those roots go way out. And that's what you need. You need to grow, maybe not the roots of a weeping willow, but you need to step away, pull your energy back, and allow your counterpart to heal and to grow their roots on their self, to bring honor to the situation, for balance to a situation. Okay. Okay, Spirit, give us more advice. This one's right on top, so I'm going to take this. All right, so Princess of Autumn, studious, responsible, cheerful, but mischievous. Yeah, it's balance, right? There's still a mischievous side of us, right? We're not always going to look at things angelically. Even if it's for our highest good, we still want to be mischievous. Maybe that's just me. Happy news about your career, promotions or scholarships, well thought out plans that go perfectly, needing a little push to get going. Okay, the Emperor, 4, about that stability, right? Use your logic and structure to increase your success, to get organized, a firm but compassionate leader. Yeah, the Emperor is a boss. He's going to take control of his situation. He knows that he needs to go within and heal the root system, because the Emperor, he's going to know. So 3 of summer, news worth celebrating, announcements such as weddings, graduations, or births. Some of you will be giving birth. Friends you cherish. Maybe that's the root you're going to be growing. Somebody's going to get pregnant, I hear. Which I did channel that one where the one feminine said to the masculine, she wants to have their baby. So kudos to you. Okay. 7 of springs. Be assertive. Don't back down from what you believe. Courageously stand up for yourself. For your highest good, you have to stand up for yourself, right? And okay. Gentle, sensitive, kind, and inexperienced. A new relationship or emotional experience. Invitations to social events. A compassionate friend that you can share your concerns with. Yeah, so maybe some of you, while you're in separation, you may be receiving a high-level soulmate that comes into your environment that is going to be a friend that you can share energy with until things grow. Those roots grow, but at least you'll have someone, a new friend coming into your, that you can share ideas with. Okay, let's see. Honor. Again, we had another honor card. Receptivity. Allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, your energy, and ability to give to others. Independent. Your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. Yes, independence meaning you have to go in your own boat and row your own boat for a little while. Allow those roots to grow, and it will add to your strength and success. Okay, Goddess of Awakening. This is a wondrous time of exploration, romance, and creativity. And I like the star card here because it shines, it guides you in your journey. Angel of Diet Nutrition. Pay attention to what you eat and drink. You intuitively know what is good for you. And last, hang on, sorry. I moved all the oracle cards over to my left because they were over there. So all the oracle cards are stacked. So when I pull them out, I try not to drop them. Spirit, give us true and precise messages, what you want them to know. And air element. Ooh, we're in air element. We're in Aquarius season. Number 3, body, mind, and soul. Communicating. Yes, communicate between your spirit guides, and communicate a lot with your spirit guides. The more you talk to them, the more they'll speak to you. Okay, I know that sounds a little weird. You can do it at home. You can do it in your mind. You don't have to speak out loud. I mean, whatever, heck, I talk to my dogs. They never talk back. 11th house, number 8, friends. We saw that in one of the other cards, right? Yeah, you're going to be gaining new friends that are of the same vibration, in the sense of same, you're in the collective, and someone who thinks like mind. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, in the 9th house, the 33, have faith. Your path has already been laid out for you. So Spirit knows where you need to go. And that's why they guide you for the path of least resistance. They try to guide you. Your spirit guides, your ancestors tried to guide you so that you take the path that doesn't lead to pain and anguish, that it leads to joyful abundance. So know that your path is already laid out for you. Have faith and listen to your spiritual guidance. And what advice do Spirit have for you to work on? Spirit, what do you have for them to work on? Okay. Awareness. Be aware. Listen. Be aware to the littlest thing around you. If you see a butterfly, a caterpillar, if you see a bird in the sky or a bird in your yard, everything is signs and synchronicities at this point coming to you in this journey, giving you, to make you think and to go within and meditate and say, okay, what was that trying to tell me? What was I supposed to learn from this? And have awareness to always be seeking the answers of guidance. And listen carefully. Nature is all around you speaking to you. And you will have rejoice and celebration. I don't know what card we could have ended better with. Right? So this is what I have for you, as well as, of course, you, anyone listening to the video receives blessing of clarity is what was, and to relieve blocks in your chakras was the blessing for today in the video from the sound and vibrations that came across. So have a blessed day. Namaste.